one man.
Believe Vibes Cartel won his appeal today. Does anyone have cartels?
Many people can't get the opportunity to go to the privy council. But this case has now set a precedence for them. What's your response to the many people who can't get justice in this country?
No, my response, here's this. I am committed. I'm committed to my life work, my dream is to have a rehabilitation center, to have I'm not going to call it a legal aid clinic, but to have an innocence project within the Jamaica space. So,
repeat that?
To have an innocence project within the Jamaican space. And I know when the time comes, Prime Minister, the opposition leader Mark Golding, that these are things that certainly will be on the table. Legislation, advocacy for legislation that deals with the Innocence Project, because what has happened from this case, no doubt, is that we should all wonder how many sons and daughters are languishing in prisons with questionable convictions that never got the opportunity to ventilate that or had someone advocate for them to bring to the forefront these things. The dynamics of criminal law within the constitutional realm, using constitutional protection to ensure that innocent men are languishing in prison. Last year, Antonio Thomas, he went to prison just for being black, dark skin, like black midnight. He was shorter than the description and they locked him up and he spent 5 years in prison and he left his kids without a father. And every time he said he didn't do it, nobody believed. But this very Court of Appeal, using Ivan Vargas, a case from once again the United Kingdom, and the conviction was quashed. And so it is trying to find in these pockets. And I mean, when you go to GP and you go to Spanish Town, sometimes you see them, but you can't help everybody. And I would just say that we continue to work towards doing that. And when Donald Trump becomes president again, I can engage him, because I heard he was looking for me. Did you see that? Yeah, see there.
You believe Vibes Cartel won his appeal today? Does anyone have Cartel's lawyer's number?
You heard that? I can play it again for you. So you put it here, and give him a number for me. Yeah, big up Donald Trump.
Vibes Cartel won his appeal today. Does anyone have Cartel's lawyer's number?
Like I said it now.
What a thing!
Oh boy.
You can't take off Trump off of the case to be in the US. That would be interesting.
Yeah, so I said it to you.
But I really appreciate you speaking about the clinic. That would be interesting to know that you start an innocence project in Jamaica. Because many people, there are many cases in Jamaica who needs that kind of attention.
No, it is needed. So when somebody asks me what's next, that's the idea, that's the concept that I'm looking for.
Spell it out for me though, Isaac.
Yes.
Spell it out for me in terms of, you have to go to the privy council. How do you get selected? Do you have to pay? What? Because them say the privy council is expensive. How does, you can explain that to us?
No, it is expensive. There is something called an informal pauperous application. It's the poor man's application. You say, get a people broke and we can't get no work. No. And they know that you are indigent. And if the questions that you are putting, the legal issues are one ripe for attention, they will grant the application and they will allow it. There's a similar application that you can make to the CCJ. So I like to speak of both courts to balance in terms of what is there. So access to justice is something that is always a problem, but I think that is a lack of knowledge, because before this case, nobody even knew that the Privy Council was a court that you could go to. and nobody's directing you on how to file the motions, doing the motions to get there.
So the motion is free.
Nothing is free, but you can make just like in the Jamaican space where you don't have any money. There's legal aid lawyers, and
yes.
There is the same thing. There are some times that the Privy Council will allow where a case is so where the issues are so live that they grant an application. But like all things, you're gonna always need funding. So when you come to the Rattigan show and we have the One Jamaica Legal Defense Foundation, the funds, you have to get funding. You have to get funding. I've been there 3 times where I used my money to be a part of to bring the case for somebody who never had the money. So I mean, sometimes you're gonna have to do that, which is why you want to have a clinic, you want to have a project, and you want to have the funding so that you can correct justice, because it affects all of us. One of the things that people did not appreciate is that when the Privy Council made their decision in the Vibes Cartel matter, if they had not, let me be correct, in the Sean Campbell and 3 others matter, if they had an adverse decision, it would have been binding in England as well. So they would be saying that that type of conduct could be allowed in England and the Commonwealth at large. And so we live in a world where we know it's nice to talk about sovereignty and all of that and all of that, but where justice is concerned, justice is a universal concept. So it can't be that a man is free when he breathes the air in England, and we need visa for go there. That's all right. That means you're not free and you're not breathing the England air, so you don't have the remnants of humanity. The remnants of human rights is not for you, because the state actors and the powers that be treat you less than a human being. Not acceptable. So that's certainly the direction I'm taking in terms of having a project like that, getting funding and doing public education, so people know that there are people who didn't know that you don't have to get leave. You can skip leave, so you don't have to ask the Court of Appeal in Jamaica to go to the Privy Council if you have the issue. If you have an issue that is necessary,
so you can
circumvent. Yeah, you can
circumvent the Privy Council.
Correct. Yes.
The Court of Appeal and go directly to the Privy Council.
That is correct.
Oh, a lot of this legal education is very important. Yes. So one of your projects, so this is going to be a legacy project for you.
Yes.
In terms of,
I've gone away from the popularity, Andre. So I'm not worried about the now. It's about the legacy. Remember who did say that?
Who did say that?
He said, I don't have no time to worry about elections and stuff. I'm worried about.
You're a prime minister.
Yes. Your own too. But yeah, so that's really the aim, and hoping to have some remnants of legality in the justice process.
As you know, Jamaica, when Buju did come out of prison, his concert with Bido, one of the bigger ones. I know that when the world boss, as Isaac said, the national treasure, comes out, when I wish for them I forgot keep that one, that stage show. Oh, John World can't hold it. No, but me not think it already, because it need time to get prepared. Zone, but it now already time for. But I said, do have tickets giving up then.
You say me and my crew are going to print up Bandulo ticket. You tell you that already.
I don't know about that, but I know that for sure a lot of people anticipating Vibes Cartel coming back into dancehall. And many people would argue that dancehall has watered down since his departure. And many would argue that it's time to get back the king of the dancehall on the scene, to get the people and the industry again moving and rocking. I'm not really a fan of dancehall. It's a gospel. I would really want to see the king of dancehall do some major collaborations on the international sphere with some of those UK and the Africa. You know what I want, Isaac?
Who that?
I want to hear the king of the dancehall and the Afrobeats. Afrobeats is the way of the life.
You really don't listen to dancehall, because I have a million songs Afrobeat artists. Andre, look like you don't have Starlink, man. What's going on there? Perfume.
Thing.
This segment here is brought to you by Starlink. If you're in Jamaica and you're not using Starlink, your internet will embarrass you. Who frozen, me or Andre?
Oh, so there, I don't know. For Afrobeats? I don't know those songs. Hearing me. Something wrong.
Oh, so it's definitely not me frozen, it's Andre. Starlink is the internet service by Elon Musk, and it pretty much is a stable internet, so you won't get much freezing. So you see, teacher is frozen right now. Yeah. What's one advice would you give to Cartel upon his release? Stay away from bad mind. The internet glitch after hearing Andre response. Yeah, Elon Musk. There you go. That's why they were trying to take away. That's why they were trying to take away your license. Yes, you should do a whole gospel album. What would you say? No, Starlink is cheaper now. You know, it's half off. It's much cheaper now. But your internet broke down. All right. Yes, so that's generally what's happening. You good? That's pretty much what is happening there. He'll be returning shortly. It's because him don't have Starlink. When they can't sponsor Gaza partner with Starlink.
Where's the name Gaza partner?
Yeah.
So what them call you in the Gaza?
Gaza lawyer.
No man, you have to get that strike acronym film. That one day, no. But you know, Isaac, one of my requests,
yes,
is if I could get a sit down with Vibes Carter, Mr. Palmer, I'd want to have an exclusive with him. Even if I'm not doing it live, to have it recorded and curated. I think that I really want to hear his voice, and many people want to hear his voice, because he's well learned, is someone that I admire in terms of being a lyricist. And in know the law, and that's why he went for one of the best to represent him. When many never had confidence in you, he stood with you. And I appreciate him for that. So when you speak back to your client, tell him that Gaza partner requesting a one-on-one with him. Gaza partner. I'm a member of the Gaza community. I deserve my partnership.
Alright, I hear you. I will pass the message on. If the price is right.
The price is
You see me here, listen to you see me here, I tell you, say I prepare, I have my printer ready for sell my Bandulu tickets. For make a money I can talk about. Yeah.
You know about Bandulu, you get at least 100 or 500 tickets for sale.
For sale? Yes.
If you're not in Jamaica, you just do the right thing. Before you fly out, they say, put me, lick me up. And you do the right thing. You know the right thing, so.
But listen up, don't use those languages, Courtney. Yesterday I tell St. Thomas to do the right thing. You gotta be a banger. I'll be a banger in Jamaica with a 3-second clip.
You use that as a new phrase now. Do the right thing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say Jamaica. Have you realized that Isat's, should I say this tonight? Isat's very good friend, the DPP, has been silent. Jamaica, have you realized that the Director of Public can't be found? No comment from the DPP. I'm surprised that she has not made any comment from the ruling. Normally, typically Jamaica, everybody would hear from her. But a lot of people called me earlier saying that she should do the thing. I don't want Isat to comment on that matter. But I think most people in the public domain are saying that it's time for Paula Llewellyn to go. Especially what the ruling coming out of the Privy Council has said. But that is something that we can debate and talk about. So I said your Prime Minister and your and the U.S. Secretary General had a meeting earlier this week to deploy security personnel to go to Haiti. What's your take on that?
I hope that when he had the meeting that he got some money. So
they got 300 million US.
They got 300 million US?
For the Haiti project, yeah.
Then my brothers and sisters, put on the uniform and go over Dominica, no? Simple.
Don't go Haiti, go down.
Do somewhere at the same, I know, in Espanol. Yeah, just go over that side there. No lives lost. Just go over there and just touch a button and put on a foot on the soil and come back. And so and then say, boy, boss, we'll go over there and say, terrible, so we couldn't do nothing. Or we try a thing. And then split up the 3 million for the Jamaican people and give us some newer road, some new road.
But 300 million is chicken feed for the Andrew Willis administration when they have a $1.3 trillion budget.
Yeah, but that $1.3 trillion budget, that's split up and do a whole heap of other things. So it's nice to get a little 300 million here and there for do a thing. So good work right there. So.
And then the finance minister this week raised the income tax threshold from 1.5 to 1.7. A lot of people think that it's $200,000 they're getting more on their salary, not realizing that it really comes down to $4,000 per month, or $3,000 little bit to $4,000 per month. What's your take on the income tax threshold? I'm
not impressed with that. In fact, government should get to the point where a country such as this, we should do away with income tax completely and tax the. Yeah, I think so. I think a country can collect more money if you tax the particular goods and categorize goods, specialize goods, but you allow people to have the money to do what they need to do. We are a developing country. Less thieving of the money and leave the people with the money to do what they can do with it. More money in the people's hand. They'll spend more and they'll do more. And that is what
so
they want.
So you're calling for an abolishment of the income tax?
I am doing that. Governments won't do it, but I know that this country would strive if that would happen. And take it from a man who runs his own business and don't do nothing with government money.
Well, that's a bold step.
That's just me.
I wonder what people would say to that. Abolish the whole income tax threshold. So that more people, what you're saying, they would have more money in their hands to spend.
Yeah. Businesses would strive as well. But until we allow people, and you see that's another thing too. When you have money, and you're not scrambling, the beggars will strive more as well. Nothing that's wrong with begging, you know. So they will strive more, and you'll have enough money to give people, and then they won't have to rob you, and they won't have to kill you, and they won't have to do your things to get your money. Because sometimes you beg and you say you beg money, and them are going like them no want give up the money. You see what I say? So you beg a thing and you're going like you know come on for the money when I beg you. Them things that are right. So you do away with those things so people can have the money. So when somebody like me come and say beg your money, you have it, forgive me.
Oh, so all of that tax could be gone into a beggar's hand.
Yeah. You would be able to better furnish people. And I'm seeing somebody say tax in moderation is a must, but that's the whole point. Is that you'll be able to tax goods, and it's goods of choice. And so the very esteemed PSOJ would understand that when it comes to customer service, both private and public, you would have to have prestigious customer service because you rely on the actual payment from the people, from the citizens of the country. But them soon know when the Amazon truck them really are go around and you know have to go into the store, them your favorite store are go locked down one by one.
Wow. But then the finance minister did something that he removed the GCT from raw materials and importation of raw goods. That is going to affect the ordinary farmer in Jamaica. Yeah,
and that benefits the hoteliers because then they can get their fruits and vegetables directly off the crate and off the port. And they can borrow my private jet and I'll just bring some prawns instead of shrimp, and I'll, bring, the fruits and stuff like that on my private jet. Tax free.
So do you think the government should reclassify or go back to looking into that matter?
No, so here's what I would say. That's a conversation between the finance minister and the agriculture minister, because two messages being sent simultaneously. You can't be telling the youths them to go farm, and then when them farm and them get them produce, nobody's there to buy it because their competitors are from another country that have much more resources. So it's a catch-22 for me. So the point when it comes to those things is, especially when you say importing raw goods, a man like me who can cook, that don't affect me. So I would have said I don't care. But then all the people who are farmers and that's their livelihood, they're being cut out. So identical to when you build those nice large roads and you cut out the commute in certain areas where the people rely on the vehicles to pass. So see there, Loxley Gregory said farmers are extinct. That's what you're doing. I can tell you about fake Spain and certain things. Those areas that relied on the traffic when the highways came in, they became dead. And those people had to resort to begging and crime and stuff like that. I'm not saying they're doing it, but the options become thin, and you can't keep people on a tight rope and when you know your back is against the wall, we need to do away from that. So that trickle down effect, after listening to the budget and everybody, I went on Twitter and somebody said, oh, he's the best finance minister and all of that. No, not true, because the money is not trickling down. And people must have forgotten that when they did the first time, when they did the 1.5, people thought something was nice, but then the US dollar went right up. Same thing, minimum wage went up, but then the US dollar went sky high, and then people are worse off than what they were before. So we must have significant change, real change, similar to how the politicians, their salaries met the world standard. And I'm in no way suggesting that every single job in the, whether it be private and local and public sector, meet it, but we have to have a real reality. And I've been saying this for years, and it has changed. Once upon a time, I would say it takes $500,000 for each citizen to live at the standard, the human standard. It's now $650,000 a month. And when we're not getting there, because I know families that's living off of some 60 grand, some 40 grand, and I want to know, how do you do that? How do you do that? 60 grand cannot fill my private jet. You understand, Andre?
And it can't fill your fridge.
No, absolutely not. It certainly can't buy my KFC. So my KFC bill for the month, 60 grand can't do it. So I do. So you know, we have to use these markers to say, okay, these things sound nice for development of the country at large,
if you were in the government's position, I said, and you were to put the minimum wage at a reasonable rate, what would you put the minimum wage at presently?
I can tell you this, every citizen should wake up with 40 grand a week.
40,000.
40,000 a week, all when you're worthless. So we need a welfare program. We need a welfare program where just to be a Jamaican, to me I charge 40 grand a week just to be a Jamaican. I just get up and nice and feel some if we get $40,000 a week. The whole we have that.
40,000
a week, yeah.
So how would the country manage to do that?
Say that again?
How would the country manage to make that possible?
That's something that we have to figure out between private sector, public sector, between how access to education, how we do a lot of things. And so when we start to talk about, we don't say it anymore about Vision 2030 and all of that. But when we start, what I'm saying, when we start having vision, certainly a utopian society, when I speak of something like that and working towards that, is many things. But I can tell you that it is closely related to the value of the passport. Yes? So when a citizen knows that they can get up and go anywhere in the world because the passport has value, then it diminishes the stress on the country. Kimmy, is my brown eyes you're talking about? Okay, yeah. So when you diminish the stress and the struggle in the country, then we can start having it. And I appreciate this, you know. Somebody's saying him drunk, but I don't know selling me them at all. No, and that's the thing about it. There was a time when the Jamaican dollar was stronger than the US dollar. But no, it's because somebody's saying if we got 40 grand a week, then bread would be $1,000. That's quite the opposite. Because I'm saying if the starting point for every Jamaican is 40 grand a week.
Yes.
I mean, you can imagine the woman them will have 9 picnic and they will get 40 grand for each of them. Them know how to work. Every day they would have one breed because 40 grand them every what? Because you want to do something. No. I'm using that to say, can you imagine living in a I can go as far as a community. and you want to do something, when you getting 40 grand a week, when you can do those things. So that is something that we have to work toward. That we have a robust welfare program, not the part program. So where you have to be bad poor, Queenie style, bad poor, and don't have flushing toilet before you can get on the part program, and all who have to tell lie how poor them is just to get on the part program. No, we need a robust thing. We need a system where a young person is bright and is brilliant, and whether they can be lawyer, whether they can be doctor, when they have that potential, that the country make sure that they put out. Especially a country who love to own you when you're doing great on the world stage. We must invest in our people. Our biggest product is the people. So yes, I would like to, even as I'm talking to you now, and yes, I am a lawyer, I would love to get my 40 grand a week.
Okay. So, Monday morning you're waking up to a new commissioner of police.
Yes, we spoke about this last week, didn't we?
But this is now confirmed. That
yes, and I we knew it was going to be that Blake, Johan Blake. Remember we were saying that? Rohan, James, Johan, Blake and Blake, yeah.
My question is to you. If you were to have a sit down with the Commissioner of Police.
Yes.
Tomorrow morning.
Yes.
What would be the priority agenda you ask him to focus on?
I would just remind him that he is a black man. I'd just remind him that he needs to take care of the youths of this country. I just remind him that the young men who have decided to be police officers, that he is a demonstration that if they work hard enough and have the ambitions, that they too can one day hold that post. And so they should do their job with the type of integrity and probity and honesty that it requires, and also do it with compassion. I think the ability to stop crime, it starts with the JCF. I believe that under his no watch, and I don't have to sit down and talk to him, other people can tell him, yeah. But under his watch, he should develop the type of community policing that would allow government to be afraid of him with the type of power that he has. And police can know that they can use and exercise situation ethics, because the end all is not to turn ordinary citizens into criminals. It's to have the citizens of the country trust the police so much that when they see crime happening, they tell the police, and knowing that because they don't want it in their community. And I think that he can now do it because he's neither half white or white. And the majority of this country is represented by us as the Africans. And I'm in no way suggesting that the upper echelons of society, that is the other part of the outer many one that is living good and is not experiencing crime at a level at the grassroots level, he can make that difference. So I'm very happy that he was chosen. He was my pick, and I don't know him from now. He was my pick.
So you never called him Fix Bailey? I thought you had courage in
Fix Bailey. Me not tell you, said Bailey and rum mean drunk. I said that already. I said that. I don't take that back. He was my pick and he got it. He doesn't, and he has no, I'm not committing crime, so he doesn't have to like me. But notwithstanding, I always split justice. So now that we are there, I think that he's to get the maximum amount of leverage, respect, and opportunity that Google Gaga had gotten in all his time. And I know that just when him wake up in the morning, he's gonna do better than Google Gaga. Me not ask Christ. Him just have to get up. Yes, all him have to do is get. And this is why the message and the direction must come from the people to him, because he just has to exist and he will be better than Google Gaga. So it means that he starts at a superior point than Google Gaga. So he must now demonstrate the creme de la creme of what it ought to be. So his legacy may not be that he has reduced crime, but that he has put it he has put us on a level where we can respect the JCF, because there's enough youths and young women, and even though youths is both, but you know what I mean, man and woman, in young youth. Well, I'm telling you, ambitious. If I had the money, I'd have sent the whole of them go law school. Not that them gonna have to go in the court and be lawyers, but they can be in the force, develop themselves, and have the requisite skills. Because a lot of them are bright. Them just
asking him to focus on boosting the morale of the police.
Boosting and the morale that we're talking about is to build public confidence, because that's how you fight crime.
Oh, yeah.
So I've seen in pockets.
Relationship with the citizen.
Yes. The other day when they suspended or they sanctioned those officers, and I found what they were doing was so ingenious, if I say the word right. When they say, I'm a police officer. Of course, yeah. We have to know when sarcasm, when satire, when things are being used, and it's not bringing down the morale. It's allowing people to recognize the humanity, the human element of the arm of the state that is there to protect and serve. And I can tell you this: I had an excellent experience at the Falmouth police station.
Really?
Yeah. Excellent experience. And
I want to tell you tonight that Clarendon has seen a significant dip in crime since the start of the year. They're saying that the crime rate in Clarendon has gone down by 42%. That's a major reduction in crime in Clarendon. And I gather that what you're talking about is citizenship participation and the whole citizenship and the citizens and the police boosting the morale. I get to understand that Mr. Russell down there has a lot of community policing initiatives. I think that should be a main. I don't believe that the whole drive on the whole technology and the police response not being driven. Because you can't have technology and the people not working the technology the right way.
Andre, let me tell you something. No technology beats a woman in a 90 and her mouth push up and she say, so when she gave that one there and said they're over there, so no criminal can escape in nearby bushes when Miss Matty have her tin cup with her milk tea. See there? you think Jamaica eye can get round that? You think Jamaica when
Jamaica eye can't say the criminal then?
No, but not only that. When you go for the CT footage and you hear say it record over in 7 days. My lady will sit up on her veranda and say, yes, last week so and so come. See that? Yeah.
That's the sweetest thing, you know.
So, and I'm telling you, when the citizens say certain things can't go on in them community, no matter how you big and bad, it can't go on in the community. And so,
technology can't beat it.
Can't beat it. So we.
You remember last year, Isat?
Yeah.
If you remember, in the Daniel Rowe matter, when we not couldn't remember this, the same technology failed us when they remember them told us that the cameras popped up, or the camera them didn't have hacking. Same week.
When they yes.
So
many who get called up.
Sometimes get us the right. You understand? So, but it's true. When the citizen talks,
immediate talks.
When the citizen talk is the best response.
That's what it is. It is the people who must take back their communities. Listen, man. May I give him the gold star from now, and I know he's gonna do well. Yeah. So we probably should scale back.
What is your timeline, though? I'll ask you though. What's your timeline?
It certainly won't be. It won't be 100 days. Well, we must have.
In 6 months?
No, I will give him. I will give him to the end of the administration, right up to the end of the calling of the general election. So I don't know. Him can get 18 months.
No, the general election can't take so long to call. We have about 12 months.